Most journeys end here, but ours is just beginning. We are attempting a Guinness World Record, the greatest altitude change by an electric vehicle. Our challenge is to drive from the roof of the world, the Umling Pass in Ladakh, which is at a height of 5,799 meters, all the way to Kuttanad in Kerala, which happens to be anywhere between 1 and 4 meters below the sea level.
And to achieve this humongous task, we have chosen this, the Hyundai Ioniq 5, which in our opinion at Evo India is one of the best EVs that you can buy in the market right now. And frankly, we have an extremely long way to go, so I want to get started right away.
And our journey from the roof of the world to the lush lands of Kerala begins.
The current record for highest altitude change in an EV is set at 5,720 meters, set somewhere in China last year. We're going to try and break that, and because it's a Guinness record, there's a lot of protocols that we are going to have to follow. For example, this here is a sealed box inside which is a GPS meter which is going to record our altitude change from top to bottom. A same make and model is kept right here in the open so that I can see it and I can show it to you as well. Then there is this logbook where we're going to record each of our stops, everything, so that Guinness knows wherever we have stopped, whatever we have done. And there's a dash cam which is going to record the length of the entire journey which we can send to Guinness, making our record quite foolproof, if we can achieve it.
And not just that, Guinness has laid down very specific conditions that need to be met for this to become a record. The car has to run under its own power throughout the run. It cannot be towed, pushed, or receive any kind of external assistance. And the car simply cannot run out of charge. It always has to have some charge left in it, which will also test the charging network of India. And we are doing all of this in the winter month when temperatures in Ladakh plummet to minus 20 degrees, with a constant risk of snow and storm. This will not only test an EV's capability to handle high altitudes and freezing temperatures, but also the physical and mental capacity of us as humans.
You join me on our way to Kargil, and it's extremely cold outside. The temperature is somewhere about minus 7 degrees or minus 8, and I can't turn on the heater of the car because heating in an electric vehicle is the biggest range killer. It's not just with this one but with all EVs, and the road conditions are a little tricky because you sometimes find random patches of ice and icicles on the road which basically cause you to lose grip, and you have to just be very aware.
For such a long journey, the Ioniq 5 turned out to be an extremely comfortable car. So comfortable, in fact, that throughout the journey, the crew kept taking turns to sit in the Ioniq 5 to catch up on their sleep.
Or maybe it's just my smooth driving. So we have now left Srinagar, and I wanted to share a small thing that happened yesterday. We drove from Sonmarg to our stay in Srinagar, which is just about 100 kilometers. And the amount of battery I used in this car in total for that distance was 4%. Just 4%. Given there was a lot of downhill and a lot of region, but converted to money, considering what we paid for the last recharge, the amount of using 4% of battery was just about 30 rupees. 30 rupees for a little about 100 kilometers of distance.
We crossed Ladakh and Kashmir battling the harsh terrain, climate, road conditions, charging up the car wherever we found charging stations, finally entering into the lap of the northern plains.
Because of the amount of confidence I gained with this car, with the amount of range it has been giving, I had skipped a lot of chargers behind. The highways are full of chargers, but I skipped them because I just wanted to get ahead of the schedule. And now I have become critical on range.
This was going to be close. But thankfully, we made it to the next charger thanks to the My Hyundai app, which had over 10,000 chargers mapped on it.
Since December 2022, Hyundai has developed their own CMS platform, which means you find chargers like these all over the country at places like these, as well as Hyundai dealerships. And as for this Ioniq 5, even with very little charge left, we were able to make it here. And this is a 150 kilowatt hour fast charger, which means that in under an hour, we'll be ready to go.
Our journey highlights how far EV infrastructure has come in India and how reliable it can be. Next day, we trundled along, kept munching kilometer after kilometer. After crossing through Punjab, we entered Rajasthan, then Gujarat, into Maharashtra and then Karnataka. The journey was definitely challenging and tiring, but it was also very rewarding. The sights and experiences each state had to offer were simply breathtaking. For a moment, I even forgot that we were actually trying to set a world record and immersed ourselves into some local delicacies.
So it's a new day, new energy. We have left from this place called Bilgi and hopefully we'll try and enter Kerala today. The overall distance left is approximately a little over 1,000 kilometers. Onwards to Kuttanad.
While crossing through the Bandipur Reserve, we even had some thrilling wildlife encounters. Wild elephants, graceful deer, and even a mighty gaur that came alarmingly close to charging at us. As we reached Kuttanad, we realized that our job wasn't over. Within this town, we still had to find the lowest point where we could take the car to. We tried various places, next to the fields, the village sides, almost even crashing into people's homes.
-1!
And then we found it.
Somewhere in the middle of Kuttanad village, we have found the lowest point where we can bring our car to. From Umling top to Kuttanad, this electric vehicle, the Ioniq 5, has made the Guinness World Record.
Good morning everyone, my name is Rishi Nath. I'm the official adjudicator for Guinness World Records headquartered in London, and I was here to adjudicate the record attempt, the greatest altitude change by an electric car. To give you perspective, the record that was to be beaten was 5,720.019 meters and was achieved by Nevo A07 in 2023. And what has been achieved here today is remarkable by Evo India and Hyundai Motor India in the Ioniq 5. It's 5,802 meters, setting a new Guinness World Record. Thank you very much.